This is Dan from the Rebel Gaming Club, and you're watching Rate My Junk. Welcome guys to Rate My Junk. This is a weekly variety show. It's my thrifting finds. It's all non-video game related. So I've changed things up a little bit. You might have seen one of the first 4 episodes I released. What I'm going to do from now on is I'm pretty much going to collect for the whole month, and then I'm going to shoot videos that cater towards the people that I want part of the show. My guests. And also, for a rating scale system, we're no longer going to rate each item. We're going to wait until the end and give it an overall score. But with that being said, I want my guests to talk about some of the items that I've picked up. Maybe if they have stories about that item or that artist or that toy or whatever, just to share their story or input on it. So, without further ado, let's get right to this. Our guest this week is from the channel Mega Retro Bros, and he is Shogun Death. Shogun, thank you so much for doing this week.
No, Dan, thank you very much for having me on the show. I'm ready to rate the shit out of your junk, son. Yes!
Let's get right down to it. My first find of the month was actually an Amazon find. Sometimes you get an itch for something, or you think about something. In this case, this was a book. I thought about this book. I looked it up. It was $4. I popped on it. And that is The Filthy Truth, the Andrew Dice Clay book.
Bisexuals are my favorite. They're cute, aren't they? They must get up in the morning and flip a coin. Yeah, heads I want hair pie, tails, balls across the nose.
When I think about Dice, obviously I think about all the great comedy, but you don't really think about a book. And that's what got me thinking. I'm like, I wonder if there's anything on Dice that's in this kind of form. I haven't started reading this yet. I'm sure I will. Hopefully the ghostwriter, this David Ritz, is pretty good. Shogun, you a fan of Andrew Dice Clay?
Dan, I honestly can say that I am not a fan of Andrew Dice Clay because it was before my time. I just remember him being a very racy comic. Way racy. That shit would not fly to this day right now. A lot of people will be offended. But I bet that's a really extremely interesting read. You're going to have to tell me all about it, man.
We were at a Goodwill, me and the girlfriend. And I was also with Nick Grandchamp, my buddy. And my girlfriend found this. This is something I've been looking for forever. I wanted a Trapper Keeper, but I wanted it to be like an official Trapper Keeper, not one of those generic ones. And this one, I believe, is from 1992 or 93. Take a look at this. It's got the great seam there. Opens right up. Got the classic design here. Anyways, guys, it's weird with these official Trapper Keepers. They've become quite collectible. So even something like this right here, you're looking at like a $25, $30 Trapper Keeper.
And the Trapper Keeper holds all my trappers. This flap even has a Velcro closure to keep everything inside.
Boy, I've got to get a trapper and get my act together.
If you do, I'll let you carry my books.
And if you find some of the older designs, they can go upwards of $75. Yeah, so a little tidbit there for you. If you're out thrifting, you see these, it's official Trapper Keeper, snag it up. Shogun Death, you have any memories with the Trapper Keeper?
Yes, the Trapper Keeper. Who doesn't remember the Trapper Keeper? Places to put your pencils and pens and erasers and all your papers and such from schoolwork. Yes, I fucking love the Trapper Keeper. I think the first Trapper Keeper I ever had, it might have had like a Lamborghini on the front of it. Red or yellow or something, but yes, absolutely. Trapper Keepers were the shit.
On to some CDs. couple weeks back, I actually lucked out. I walked into the thrift store as they had just put out a bunch of new CDs. And it looked like there was probably about a solid 100 new CDs they put out. These were all 50 cents a piece. And some of these artists I was familiar with, some I wasn't. But Shogun, I know you're familiar with some of these. First up, we got this Morbid Angel Domination album. I was a big Morbid Angel fan, you know, back in my school days. But you know, like anything else, you get lost in time, and that's what happens. This was released in '95, so yeah, this would have been right around the time that you know I stopped really listening to death metal. So I probably missed this album. Shogun, you know this album?
Oh man, Morbid Angel, what the fuck? Fast paced, hit you in the goddamn face metal. Death metal, rocking out, thrashing through and having an awesome time. Yes, I'm very familiar with that album. Domination was awesome. I did not listen to it back in the day. I actually got into it probably in the 2000s, but it's got Dominate and what the fuck's that one? It's Eyes to See, Ears to Hear. It's just an amazing freaking song, and it's a great album, man.
Next up, we got Emperor. And what is the name of this album? Wrath of the Tyrant. I know nothing of these albums. I haven't even listened to these yet. But the stuff I've heard from Emperor, I've really enjoyed. Shogun.
Oh shit. Wow, Emperor. Yes, some Norwegian death metal. I actually just got brought onto them this year by my good friend Nintendo. That is his fucking favorite band of all time. They're pretty sweet so far. I'm not familiar with the album, but yeah, I'm digging them so far.
Next up, we got a DVD. I used to have volume 1 of this, but now I got a sealed volume 2, and that is the very best of Ghost Hunters. Oh God, when this show first came out, I mean I watched every episode. Probably the first 5 or 6 seasons. I don't think I missed a single episode. Obviously the last couple seasons weren't so hot. But yeah, I believe in ghosts. You know, obviously you've seen the episodes, Rebel Gaming Club, then you probably know. Shogun, you watch Ghost Hunters?
Dan, I've honestly never watched Ghost Hunters before in my entire life. But yet, I do believe in ghosts, yes. I've had some supernatural shit happen to me before. But no, sir, I've never watched Ghost Hunters. Maybe I should check it out.
Picked up some VHS tapes. These were 10 cents a piece. First up, I got The Dark Crystal. I mean, every time I see this for 10 cents, I'm going to pick it up and make sure I get it out to one of my friends. I think I probably have 4 or 5 copies of this right now. But every time my friend, one of my friends needs this, I ship it out or give it away. Shogun, any connection to this?
Whoa, brother, I have a huge connection with The Dark Crystal. I fucking love this movie. Jim Henson is the shit, and I love all the Muppets. These guys, oh, it's so creepy. It's creepy. I loved it as a kid. I love having it on VHS, especially this awesome clamshell case. It's so pretty. Fucking love it. Love The Dark Crystal.
And I also picked up Dungeons and Dragons. I don't know anything about this one. Looks pretty low budget. Made for TV, maybe. I'm not sure. Shogun?
Dungeons and Dragons. That was a shitty-ass movie. Yeah, it sucked. I'm a huge Dungeons and Dragons fan, so I did watch it. It's the one with Marlon Wayans in it, right? He just didn't fit in that movie whatsoever. But yeah, it was a really crappy movie. Cool pickup, though, for 10 cents.
Next, we found one toy, and that was a 1991 Batman Returns action figure, 11-inch. It's a Michael Keaton doll of Batman. Pretty cool. Still has its cape. It's in really nice condition. Snagged it. $1. Shogun.
$1 frickin' dollar? Shout me a holler, Michael Keaton. Oh my god, he still to this day is the very best Batman of all time. Yes, fucking love Michael Keaton as Batman. Batman was the best freaking movies ever back in the day. I remember I used to always rent them all the time from the mom and pop shop down the street and also at the grocery store. Yes, fuck yeah, Michael Keaton. Love that toy. Woo!
My last find was a $2 board game here. I picked up Goosebumps Terror in the Graveyard Game.
Goosebumps Terror in the Graveyard Game. Goosebumps. Get through the graveyard alive or be changed into a monster. Goosebumps Terror in the Graveyard Game. Collect bells, avoid hidden traps, find the magic ring, defeat the headless ghost.
I win!
Pretty cool, guys. 1995 release. Has has a decent board there. I don't know if you can see that, but yeah, it was intriguing. I don't know if I'll ever play it, but just for the box art, really sweet. Shogun, Goosebumps.
First and foremost, that Goosebumps freaking board game looks awesome as shit. I've never seen it before, ever, but yes, Goosebumps. I used to read the books back in the day all the time. Night of the Living Dummy scared the shit out of me. And I used to love those other ones, too, where you would choose your own adventure in the book. So basically, like, oh, turn to page 4 and you go down the wicked path. Choose page 18 and you're going to the fucking lake. And you turn to page 17 and you're dead. Yeah, Goosebumps were the shit, man. I loved watching it, the TV series as well. It was just good times, man. That's a cool pickup, dude.
All right, guys. Well, that's going to wrap this episode of Rate My Junk. I hope you enjoyed. I found some pretty good random stuff there. And Shogun, I just want to thank you for being part of this episode.
Dan, very welcome. Very much welcome for being on this episode. No, but seriously, thank you, man. It was fun rating your junk and hanging out and all that good jazz. But yes, sir, I'm gonna go with, okay, so I guess I gotta start rating this shit, huh? So episode as a whole, all the awesome shit that you got, I'm gonna go ahead and give it a 7 out of 10. There's a lot of nostalgic stuff in there, some things I didn't know, but I'm gonna give it a solid 7 out of 10 of rating your junk, good sir. Shogun Death.
Oh! And you guys out there, if you don't know the Mega Retro Bros, the description, go check it. I will link them. And until next time, rate my junk.